Welcome back to Dropouts.
Welcome back to the podcast, bitches.
You got to stop saying the B word or my mom will keep yelling that you're using it.
Gina gets mad at me.
She does get mad.
Hey, Gina, I
What's
apologize.
up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. Today, we have our very first guest ever.
What is up, you guys? It's Riley.
Riley Elizabeth Lewis.
Oh, we got the sound
still
effects?
not my middle name.
It's close to her middle name.
It's
Well,
not even close to my middle name.
okay.
Anyway, guys, we're here for episode 3. We're in for a wild ride. We're going to be asking a bunch of teenage
That's cool, Indiana. Can we hit some intro music?
I hate you so much. Am I talking over the intro again?
Stay out of this. Okay, what is up?
Welcome back to the podcast, bitches. It's
No,
episode
we already
3.
did this part.
Yeah, well,
How do you
I
not
do it
know?
after the intro every time, so.
She's right. Okay,
twice.
well, we got Riley here. How do you guys know each other?
Through Chicken Girls.
Yes, she plays my sister on the show. She plays Quinn. I play Rooney.
Yes, I'm her
a whole
younger sister.
6 seasons and a movie together.
Yes.
That's kind of funny because your actual sister's on the show, and then you don't play your actual sister's sister.
Yeah, so Mads,
Yes.
Mads is her sister in real life, but she doesn't play. She plays my best friend on the show.
Yeah, and she plays Hayden's sister.
In reality, I think they accidentally messed that up with the castings. I think that there was a little bit of a mistake. Because do you remember when Rob came up to us first day of filming and was like, hey, do you guys want to like switch parts? And we were like, nah,
We're not going to do that.
let's confuse people.
No, but I think my original character, I was supposed to be Kayla.
Weird.
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to be Quinn. And
I
then
don't
got
know
changed
any
to
of these
Quinn.
characters of this show.
I was just gonna say I wish I knew anything that was going
but
on.
I'm gonna assume
right
those
You
are
don't
characters on
watch
the
it, Zach?
Chicken Girls? Oh, I watch every episode. I love when you guys save the chickens.
But he doesn't know the characters. So how does...
I love when you guys saved those chickens last episode. That
Oh,
was my favorite
yeah.
part. Okay, what were your first impressions of each other?
I don't know. It was
Sick.
kind of weird. Okay, so no, well, I didn't really have like a first impression because it was so hectic that day because there were so
Jesus
many of us trying to
Christ.
get
I never want to go
ready.
back to that day.
That day was horrible, but it was also like very memorable. Like we'll never forget it.
No. Picture this real quick, just to give you guys a little
It
bit of
was
an image.
Hot.
It was about it would have been about 100 outside, and we were filming in this tiny tin arcade. So it would have been about 115 inside the
But
shed.
because there was no fans.
Hyperbole, keep going.
No fans, no AC, nothing. So you couldn't
And we couldn't turn on the
turn it
fans.
on because of sound for the show.
Yeah.
So we're all sweating our asses off. I was filming until about 1 a.m. the night before for a different show, and then I had to wake up at like 6 a.m. to be on set by 7 for the new show, and I was so tired. And I was hot, and I was sweating, and I had an audition to prep for, and it was such a hectic day.
Was this like your guys' first big acting gig? Like your first break almost?
Well, it wasn't necessarily something that like I was really like leaning forward to do was acting. I mean, I feel like that's like every kid's dream. Like you want to be like an actor, you want to be on like your favorite show. But so I've always like wanted to do that, but it just kind of fell like into my lap, like doing it because it was with all of our friends. It was kind of like a who knows who, and so that's how we got into it. And I think that definitely like boosted it and made it something that.
So were
I
you already
want to
doing
do.
social media before that?
Yes.
Like what? Like YouTube?
Just
Instagram?
more, like
Yeah.
YouTube, just other like social media stuff. Kind of so what I'm doing now. It just that added to it
Yeah.
for sure.
Who like decided like they wanted to go in acting first? You or Mads?
We were always like put in auditions and stuff as little
same
kids,
time,
like
same
all
thing.
3 of us, like as like little
They're
babies.
Oh yeah, they're triplets.
So-
Wait, who came out first? Who came out second? Who came out third?
Let's see if I know this.
Oh, I can see just by your face.
I can.
She's a middle child.
Wrong.
Wrong.
Nope, she's the
You're
baby.
first.
Nope,
I'm
she's
first.
first.
Riley's first.
Of course.
Way to go, Zach.
Riley's
Oops.
first. You can tell by meeting them. You just know. Riley's first, Dakota's second, Mads is the youngest, and Riley and Mads are polar opposite. But then Dakota is a mix of the both of them, which is so weird to me that I'm like, oh, of course the middle child has a little.
No,
bit
but
of
I feel like that's how it is with like everything. Like me and Mads will be like, I mean, we're kind of the same on some
You're
stuff.
kind of the
but,
same on
like,
some stuff, but for the most part, you're very different.
Yeah,
I feel like
and Coda's definitely the mixture for everything.
Mads is like more Indiana, like fiery, and you're more like sweet and like calm.
Oh, 100%.
And not, but it's like they're both good things. Fiery's good.
We were just talking about this last night. Zach and I were talking about this as I was getting ready to go somewhere, and he was just like, "You're definitely the fire, and I'm the ice." And like he was just like, I was like, "What do you mean by fire and ice?" And he was just like, "Well, like I don't know. You're just a very intense, dramatic person." I was like, "How am I dramatic? How do I overreact?" And he goes,
That right there.
She's like, Zach, I've never overreacted in my life, so I'd pretty much watch your mouth if I were you. I'm like, hey, you want to step back, look at yourself in the mirror, and then say that again to yourself. And she's like, yeah, you're right. You are right about that one.
You are right about that
That's
one.
my bad.
He's like, you probably argue about me saying that you're the fire and I'm the ice. Like that's.
I'm calm, cool, collective. She's a volcano ready to explode at any moment.
At any moment.
Pretty much, and I'm fine with that. You got an issue with that, Zach?
100%. But I'm too scared to say
Like
anything.
that too.
I am too scared to say anything.
I could be like that too, but mine's more like sneaky.
It's
I guess.
subtle and
It's
sneaky and
snug.
like more
Yeah.
like, you know what? Like I will destroy you,
Because I know I can't.
but intellectually.
I
Yeah,
feel like
mess with
we're the
you.
same way where it takes a lot for us to get there. But once we do, like, it's over for the other person.
Pretty much.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like I feel like I can handle a lot before
Yeah.
I get to
Yeah.
that.
I feel like
point.
we were
But when
weird-
I'm there, I'm there.
Like us, like something has to like somebody like cheat on us, something really bad for us to get to that point. Indy, it's like, did you just drop my croissant on the ground?
Like
And then-
even for instance, the other day. Okay, so Zach, I was mad at Zach. And I
for no reason.
I would not talk to him. I declined every single one of his calls.
Jared, bring the text up.
But I declined every single one of his calls. He was like, "Can you just answer me?" I was like, "No." He goes, "Just call me so we can talk about this." I said, "No." He goes, "Why?" I was like, "Cause." Like I would not talk to homeboy, and but it was over the dumbest reason ever. It was literally over the dumbest reason ever.
All right, Jared, I'm going to airdrop you the video. Play real quick. We can react to the video. This is a video of me trying to win back her friendship.
By the way, the text messages that you're about to see are completely real, and this whole situation was so real.
Yeah,
which
this
is
was not
why-
faked.
No, which is why it makes it so funny to me, because I feel like people normally fake this stuff.
So Indiana is currently mad at me for a really dumb reason. She won't answer any of my calls, any of my FaceTimes. So I'm going to go kidnap her so she has to hang out. I'm going to try to buy her favorite snacks at the store to help entice her. All right, mint chocolate chip. This is what she likes. Spy mode, baby.
I had no idea he was in here. I just happened to come downstairs.
Shout out to Jared for being the best cameraman. Look how mad she is. Forgive me. Oh, no. Come on.
Dude,
So
the stank face is unbelievable.
Were you scared?
Oh, I was
Like-
terrified. I thought she was going to throw hands.
Because you know how she gets when she's bad.
Oh, yeah.
Let's hang out. Let's hang out. I got you ice cream. You love ice cream.
We're friends again.
Listen,
Yeah, so basically I had to like text her mom to like sneak us in the back door. And then we went to like 3 different stores because they're all out of mint ice cream for some reason.
I love mint ice cream.
And then
That
I
shit's
was
bomb.
rolling on the floor because that's like what spies do.
Right.
But
Right.
when you like, okay, so we were creeping up the stairs because we were gonna like break in your room. Well, first off, I was gonna try to climb up to your window and then climb through, like up like 3 stories.
It's pretty difficult.
To try
I mean,
to-
I've done it, but it's difficult.
But
Done it?
No,
you've snuck out before.
That's a question.
I've
for
actually never snuck
another
out. Have I
time.
snuck people in?
Yeah, and I'm mad about.
I don't think
that.
I've ever snuck out either. I feel
I
like
know. I can just
I've
text my
always just-
mom. I can just leave. I'm
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, mom, is it
I
cool
was
if I go
like-
somewhere at like 2:30 in the morning?"
Yeah,
She's
we're
like,
just like, all right, I'm leaving.
"Yeah, dude, just don't die." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I won't."
Yeah, as long as they know where I am, I don't think it really matters.
Anyway, continue what you're saying.
Anyway, I was sneaking upstairs. I was about halfway up the stairs, and Jared and I hear a door open, and we bolt it to the kitchen.
I didn't hear you.
And then my heart is racing. I'm like, okay, here comes the demon. She's about to possess me. And then she comes around the corner. And I said, oh no, forgive me. And then as you saw, I chased after her.
I like booked it. I was so the fact that you got my mad face was just so funny to me.
I tried to FaceTime you maybe 100 times. She's like, I'm used to ex-boyfriends doing this, so I'm never going to answer.
Oh yeah, I did say that. I said I'm used to being called a million times and not giving in. Try me, Zach. Try me.
So,
And it worked.
Riley,
Yes.
how, first off, let's start with how was your day?
It was pretty good. I went to bed late, kind of like an
Why?
idiot. I didn't realize it was 3 o'clock already.
Has quarantine like changed your sleep schedule?
Well, I mean, I feel like I always go to bed really late, but I feel like now it's like really late.
My quarantine has messed up my sleep schedule. I used to go to bed at like 12, and now I go to bed at like 3:34.
See, I used to go to bed at like 2, and now I go to bed around like 4:30.
All right, this is something I want to talk about. Okay, so girls staying up late. What is up with, I'm sure you guys get these a lot, but guys, when they text you at midnight, they just turn into monsters?
Yeah, it's like a switch. It's like at 11:59.
Like they'll be
it's
like, I don't know, they'll try to be like sweet all day, and then it turns like into like they're trying to be bad at like midnight.
It's 11:59, and they're like, "I love you so much, baby. You're the greatest human being ever."
Dude,
Like,
haha,
can't
what
wait
you
to-
wearing?
Can't wait to take you on a date. 12 o'clock hits, but what you wearing, boo?
They're like, you want to play
And I'm
21 questions? You ever done anything with a guy? And it's like,
so true.
and they're like, it's like, whoa, chill, buddy. We were just having a conversation.
It literally could be like, "Want to play a game? Yeah, sure. Truth or dare."
Oh yeah, that's a bad one.
Oh, when they bring up the truth or
Oh,
dare,
yeah,
it's
you-
game over.
But
And
it-
then you go
Yeah, but-
dare, and they're like, "Send me a photo of your butt."
Yeah, see,
I'm like,
dare
no,
could be
what
used
the
very. Then truth is also like very bad. Like there's no winning with
Yeah,
that
no. I remember I used to play that game when I was a younger stallion, And you start off with like a simple truth or dare at the beginning, like I dare to do 5 push-ups right now, and then the second question is
Because you already have the real questions in your mind.
oh yeah, but you're just like trying to weave it in there.
Trying to like slowly just graduate.
That's
gradually just
stupid.
go up to
Jared,
there.
what about you? Did you ever do anything like that?
No, are you kidding me?
Yeah, you don't
I
seem
was
the
such
type.
a angel child.
Were you?
I don't know whether to believe. I don't know you. So
No,
don't know
I
whether to
believe it. I got
you or
photos
not.
of SJ.
Jared had a girl over a couple days ago.
Don't bring
And I
this
want-
up again.
and I want to talk about it.
I cut it out of the podcast for a reason.
That's so messed up that you cut that out.
Listen, I walked into.
That was hilarious.
I don't have to say who the girl is. I walk into the door and I see at this very diner, Jared's having a candlelit
It was
dinner.
not a
It was a
candlelit
candlelit dinner.
It
Remember,
was.
I was there.
Yeah, I
You
FaceTime
weren't
Indy.
there.
Hey,
You went
FaceTime is
full
the
out.
same thing.
No, it's
Candlelit
not.
dinner.
I
It
heard
was
them
not a
giggling.
Oh no!
and
I
then
walk in. They are retracting from a kiss. I
They're
said,
eating each
I
other's
said,
faces.
I said, excuse me. I'm just gonna walk. I apologize for seeing this. And they're like, no, no.
Apologize for messing up this romantic dinner at our diner.
None
set.
of this is true.
Hey, it's all true. He's just denying it.
You
And
you're-
if this gets cut, Jared, I'm gonna be so pissed
Don't
at you. I'm
cut
gonna
it.
make sure.
Don't cut
I'm going to
it.
make sure I find this footage and post it anyway.
You're telling me you
Who are
weren't
you?
smacking gums with that
I
broad?
can tell you 100%.
Telling me
I
you
was
weren't
not.
smacking
Okay,
booties.
but
with
have
someone
you ever
else.
slept with her before?
Shut up.
That's the question.
What's the best part about being a triplet, and what's the worst part about being a triplet?
I honestly, I don't know anything different than being a triplet. So,
But like, I feel like you've seen like the outside world. It's like, is it annoying to have someone there all the time? Like you have no privacy, or like when
oh
you're
no,
little.
I hate it. Like when I was just home because there was no one there, I was so bored. I'm like, please, like
Oh, yeah.
someone come home. Like
Yeah.
it's nice to just
I
always.
feel like
have
that's
that.
the good part about being a triplet
Yeah,
is
no.
that you never have to go somewhere and feel alone. It's like you got 2 other people. You guys are your own
Yeah.
friend group.
So
No,
when
no,
you're
I
alone,
always
you
there.
feel really alone.
Yes.
Because normally when you're alone, you still have people there.
Yeah,
Because like you still feel like.
because I still have like Mads and Coda there. So
Yeah.
like if I want to go, if I'm bored, I'll go like bother Coda or I'll go bother Mads.
What's your
But
favorite thing to bother each one? Like what gets under their skin?
I don't know. I feel like.
It used to be the clothes thing. It used
Yes,
to, and you guys
with
just
me
had
and
this
Mads.
conversation.
We just
this
had
morning.
this conversation. Mads called me, but me and Mads, okay, well not we. I didn't like sharing clothes because I'd rather have like my own
Yeah.
my own clothing. She has her own clothing.
So
I
it's
didn't
a-
want it to get like mixed up,
Yeah.
and so like now I think we don't really care. But she would like if I haven't worn it yet, she's not allowed to wear it till I wear it first.
Did she ever like sneak the clothes out and you caught her?
She would, but
She would?
she would sneak it. Now I've been sneaking. This is Mads
Yeah,
right
Matt,
now.
I
but now
was just
I'm
talking that. I was like,
sneaking
oh,
it.
you look cute. Like,
Yeah.
because Mads, obviously, like when you do social media, you get sent a whole lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And like, even when I get sent like accessories or shoes or anything, my mom's always like taking them. And I'm like, Julie at Massara, are those my sunglasses? And she's like, no.
Same thing with me when I grew up with a single mom, so we would just exchange clothes
Oh,
all the time.
time.
I'd wear her blouse. She'd wear.
Speaking of clothes, Zach, whose hoodie are you wearing?
This is my hoodie
No,
that I
it's not.
bought.
That is
not.
my
on
hoodie.
eBay.com.
That is my hoodie. I specifically bought a ginormous hoodie, and it is that one.
Okay, and I'm a ginormous person, so I feel like I fit the hoodie.
I bought a ginormous hoodie.
For
to
me.
keep- let me finish my sentence, Zachary,
My hoodie.
before I go off.
It's a great hoodie, Zach.
Thank you so much.
Basically, I bought this ginormous hoodie to put in the back of my car in case I ever needed it, but I wanted it to be able to be versatile for everybody to use in case they got cold. So if I had like a small hoodie in there, nobody else would be able to use it. That fits everybody. I've never met a person that doesn't fit.
But it fits me better than everyone else.
See, in my car, it's ridiculous how many sweatshirts I have in the back.
Because
Because
I
I always
take them off because you get cold and you get hot and you put them in the
yeah,
back.
and I put them in the back, and then
I
I
do
forget
that.
that I put it back there, and then when I go inside and I go back to my car, I'll bring another sweatshirt with me, and I'll just now it's just a giant pile on this one seat of just sweatpants and
I think I do that,
sweatshirts.
but my mom also uses the car, so like she'd go off on me for having mess in the car.
yeah.
So
I have my own, so but it's just kind of my own little mess, and I know where everything is. So
Anyway, Jared asked earlier because I'm curious to know this. What is your guys' biggest irrational fear? I already.
Oh, I
know,
forgot that was even a question.
I already know.
Thanks,
Jared's.
Jared.
yes, Jared.
I already
Jared
know
doesn't want to die
Jared's.
ever.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Whole milk.
Oh, God.
That's not his rational fear. That's
he
his
loves it.
rational love.
This is rational.
If
love.
you could put an IV right into some whole milk, you'd do it.
I don't
No,
drink whole
Jared's
milk
very
anymore.
scared to die.
That's not my most irrational
That's not an
fear, though.
irrational
Okay.
fear. I
Oh,
feel
wait,
like
irrational.
I want to know. I feel like your most irrational fear that I don't think is irrational because I believe in it, but maybe if you were to think of one to be irrational, it'd probably be like ghosts, like paranormal
You're
things.
close.
Being possessed?
It's the nun from the Conjuring series.
Oh
Oh, you don't like her?
The Nun wasn't even that good
One
of a
time we should
movie.
just lock him in a
not
room
the Nun,
with it playing.
like movie. The movie
Definitely.
sucked.
The movie was
right?
bad.
But like The Conjuring 2.
Or we could get a costume.
Ballot.
She
should do that.
fuck shit up in that movie.
Oh, that
and it
I love
scared the
horror
hell out
movies,
of me.
though.
And now
What, The
just
Conjuring 2 scared the hell out of you?
well, just The Nun from it.
Ballot.
I hate horror movies.
Yeah.
Like all my friends in high school would go to a horror movie, and then I would by myself go to a different theater because I'm like, I'm not gonna get scared and pay for it. So I'm gonna go over here and watch Jumanji.
I love horror. Okay, I used to hate
Riley's
them. I
the
used
biggest
to,
horror buff.
Yeah, I used to hate them though. Like I would never want to watch them. Like I'd always be like, no, like let's not watch a horror movie, please. Can we just like watch something funny or good?
What's your
And-
favorite horror?
Oh, I like the whole Conjuring series. I like the whole Conjuring universe.
That's the thing. The whole Conjuring universe, like the movies are great movies.
They're great.
Just
Have
scary.
you? Okay, wait. Me and my
They're
brother.
releasing a new one.
Me and my
I
brother.
know, I'm
I'm
so
so
excited.
excited for Conjuring.
Never seen one of them. Never going to.
I'm gonna.
Never say
I'm
never.
so not gonna hold you. I'm gonna make you watch them.
Well, it's not gonna happen. Watch this.
Trust me, it will happen.
He said, watch this.
My eyes are closed.
It will happen. You'll watch one.
Put
They're
the slash
good.
glue on
No,
his
because I'll
eyelids.
think about it. I'll just be like scared. Like, oh, Conjuring's gonna get me. I don't want that.
But here's the
Conjuring's not
thing.
a
You
You're not scared
appreciate
of-
good films.
Yeah.
You
and they're
appreciate
all
good films, but you're
movies.
not. But you don't believe in the paranormal shit. So why are you
No, but,
scared?
okay, here's the thing. When I get
'Cause it's
scared
scary.
by like horror
Maybe he
movies, so
believes.
like in Conjuring 1, I'd be like, oh, did I move to a giant house? No. Do I have like a giant family like that? No. Do I live in the middle of nowhere? No. So this ghost ain't gonna come after
Or
me.
maybe
'cause
the
that's
ghost
not
is
me.
bored with doing all that and it wants like a new
Prey.
theme, a new thing on life.
They killed it at the end.
This is very surprising.
gone.
This is very well.
It's
there's
dead?
3, so you know.
There's
But
3 of
they're
them.
all different ghosts. They're all
Okay, so
here's
there's
my
unlimited
thing.
ghosts, it sounds
Here's
like.
my thing, Zach. If you don't believe in paranormal shit and ghosts and stuff like that, because we spoke about this on the podcast.
I believe in people dressing up at it as it and murdering me.
But that's not.
That's not what the movie
paranormal.
is.
That's what.
I don't want to be murdered by a ghost.
That's,
But
I
they're
gotta say that
so
right now.
good.
who's gonna tell him? Should we
don't-
let it
should
go?
we-
Maybe we should let it
You guys
go.
seen
What if I
Scooby-Doo?
What are our most irrational fears, though, for real? Because
Yeah.
I want
What's
to know
everyone
this.
else's?
Mine is my most irrational fear. Oh, I don't know.
I don't know what mine would be.
Zach.
I don't like tomatoes.
I hate tomatoes.
I am
Really? I like tomatoes. Not
I
that
hate.
bad.
I like the flavor, but I hate the texture.
a raw tomato. I would rather fight my grandma than eat a raw tomato.
See,
I feel like you'd rather fight your grandmother than do a lot of things.
No, my granny is amazing. Okay? She lives in the city
Kentucky.
where Kentucky Fried Chicken was originated. You don't think that girl's got some
I
grit?
really want to try the original KFC.
Okay, I tried to invite you to Kentucky. But you're like, I don't want to go.
I just couldn't be bothered.
I couldn't be bothered. I'd rather sit in my room and cry every day. And we're going to
Moving
KFC.
on. I don't know if I've had KFC.
Okay.
What?
Wouldn't it be pretty
What?
cool?
I don't know.
We
I
gotta
don't
take her to
think
Dave's
so.
Hot.
Oh.
What just
Do you like
happened?
Do you like
Yeah.
chicken? You're a
Yes.
chicken girl. That's what the whole show's about. You guys eat chicken. We're gonna take you to eat some chicken.
After this, Dave's Hot
Okay.
is so good. But here's the
Wait.
thing: she doesn't like fries or potatoes in any form.
Are you serious?
You don't have to
How do
eat
you
the
not
fries.
Like
Oh my-
potatoes.
Attacked. Okay.
So weird.
And
Yeah, what's wrong
I'm
with a potato?
starting to like fries. Like I'll eat them, but they have to like. if
These
I
fries
eat-
are good fries.
If I
They're
eat too
seasoned.
much,
These fries are
then
good.
it's just it's just so bad. But like regular potatoes, I just don't like potatoes, and I don't like beans either.
You come at me for not liking tomatoes, but this girl
You
doesn't like a
literally just
potato.
named 2 of my
Dude,
favorite things:
I will
know.
potatoes and
name
beans.
5 things I don't like. That's most people. Okay, donuts,
What?
beans.
Oh my god.
I hate donuts too.
Yes!
Let's go.
You guys don't like Krispy Kreme?
I hate
Oh,
No,
both
I
I
don't
hate
mind
donuts. I
Krispy
don't like
Kreme
donuts.
original glaze, but that's it. That's the
So-
only donut I'll eat.
So donuts, potatoes, soda.
I don't drink soda
Wow,
either.
yeah. That one I could pass.
But
You
not
only
to
don't.
like it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you only don't drink it
beans,
for health
and
reasons.
spaghetti.
Dude, I want to
Spaghetti?
fight her
Well-
so bad. And I
Dude, there's
just
so
met
many
her.
fighting. We need to have a segment where like you get your beef out, you call somebody out on the podcast. All right, I got Riley. We fight it out for a round, and then we come back to the podcast.
Yeah.
See, this is my thing. I feel like, again, we were talking about this last night, Zach.
You guys talked
I
about
was
it a lot
talking
last
about it with him, and I was just like, we were talking about like him calling somebody out, like Zach calling somebody out, because apparently it's a very big thing of his to just call people out. And I was sitting here and I was like, if Zach were to call me out, what would he say? But he already does it every day, so I feel like you wouldn't have anything different to say.
The thing is, Zach doesn't call people out.
No.
It's when someone tries him, he will like not back down from defending himself, but will also.
I love that. That's one of my favorite things. is someone calling me out and then me responding.
It's not
Zach's
even
a very
defending.
witty, smart person, so
Okay, wait.
immediately they're just gonna he'll win. Like I just know
like
he
that
will.
too, but it's like it's not like with that type of stuff. It's more like arguments. Like if I know like a specific thing about a topic and I know for a fact that I am right,
I only ever talk on things
I
I
will
know.
destroy you in an argument.
There you go. Oh yeah, I feel like you got that.
In arguments, yes,
And
I
in
do.
arguments, I will
Back
I'm
up,
really
Zach, what
good
the
at
hell?
arguments.
You've never beaten me in an argument.
No, I've never beaten you in an argument and never will because you have way more wit than I do. But I'm just saying, if I'm in an argument with a person like a girl or like, I will only ever like
I think you just get louder and like more in their face, and then they're like
Then
scared.
they get scared.
and they back down.
pretty much.
Yours is more of a scare tactic. Ours is more of like we hit them with an intellectual tactic.
Yeah.
You know, we
We
break
use
them
the
down
facts.
emotionally.
We use the
I break
facts.
them down.
Riley and
emotionally,
I-
too. They get too
no.
scared to say anything.
They're scared to get a black eye with you, and then Riley and I feel like they're gonna think about it at 3 a.m. They're like,
Yeah, they're gonna be lying awake.
well, I guess I kind of am a bad person based on what she said. I could treat people better. What is your goal now? Like, do you like acting now that you're into it and stuff?
Yeah.
What's
For
like
sure.
your goal now? Like, has it switched from like just social media to like now that you've been in like real acting? Now, do you want to continue that or focus more?
No, I do definitely want to focus like more on acting and get
Yeah.
like further into it. I was doing acting classes, but then coronavirus.
Corona, what the
so
hell?
It all moved to online, and I felt like it was a lot difficult because you're not actually with the person when you're like doing it. So I stopped that for a little bit, but I'm definitely gonna go like get back into it because I actually really love the class. It was a lot of fun.
Do you have like a type of movie? Like if you could be an actress or like a type of movie you'd want to be in, like what's like the perfect movie for you?
I always say like I want to be in like a scary movie, but at the same time, I feel like that would terrify me more than watching it because I'm actually already experiencing.
I don't know if it'd be scary because I've done the one horror thing that I did was like it was for Happy Death Day to you. Do you remember that movie?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
You worked on that?
we did kind of, not really. It's confusing.
She did a promo.
We did some like but we like recreated like a scene of the movie and we recreated like a part of the scene and like it was like full on production and set and whatever, but it was like creepy but also creepy in a cool way, like because you weren't actually scared. It turned out really, really cool. But
I worked on a horror movie. It was one of James Wan's new ones.
was it like?
Well, so the thing is, it's not scary. Like I'm the biggest
there's-
pansy.
because
when it
there's like
comes to-
production and everything around you and lights and
Yeah, because like
you just know it's
it was really cool because like you know you get to see like all the behind the scenes of how they're doing it and whatnot, and like and they were like shooting with like the monster or whatever it is like in that movie, and you know when you actually look at it, like the face, and it's like it's ugly as hell and it's scary, it's got sharp teeth and blood coming out of it and whatnot, and it's like that's terrifying. But then you look 5 feet to the right and you can see the puppeteers that are like controlling it, and you're like, it's not scary anymore.
Okay,
it's
so I
not
feel
scary.
like
you
that would
also see the
definitely change
ginormous lights, the red camera,
Exactly.
everything.
But I
like,
feel like it'd be more fun though to be in a movie like Superbad or something.
Oh yeah,
that'd be so fun.
That would
That'd
be
be like I just feel like that'd be
So
just like
fun.
an enjoyable.
I've always wanted
movie
to be in like
on.
a spy movie, like Ocean's 8. Have you guys seen that?
Oh yeah, that would be.
Oh,
I've
that'd
always
be
wanted
so
to be in
sick.
something
That'd
like
be so
that.
cool.
I just feel like
I feel like drama movies or dramatic movies, like just learning like long lines and being sad, like you have to be sad for like 2 months of a shoot would just be like so emotionally draining.
oh my god,
I definitely want to do a comedy, like where you can improv, and, like you like everybody, and I feel like that's the most fun thing to
The
do.
movie that I recently did was like we ended up doing a lot more improv than I thought we'd end up doing, but it was so much fun because like you'd say things and you'd just be like, what just came out of my mouth? Like, what was that? Or they're like we got some of the bloopers. We saw like a little bloopers reel, and I just remember like, I don't know why, but at one point we were improving and we started talking about wizards and we were like, what the f are we talking about, dude? It was so funny. But I don't know. I really enjoy improv things and light scenes because it's not, you come away from that feeling good. You don't come away from that being like,
Okay, so let's improv. I'm trying to rob the bank, and you guys are best friend tellers. You guys only work together for some reason. It's really weird, but you guys are behind the same bank stall, and I'm gonna try to get money from you guys, and you guys got to try to get me out of the store.
okay.
Okay.
Hey, put it up. Put your hands up, ladies. I got a gun right here.
Can you believe this guy? Like, does he actually
Insane.
think
Do
like?
you think that we're going to fall for that?
No, seriously,
think
I've got a gun, and I will use it.
What if we have a gun?
Hell, what?
What if we
How
have,
many?
like,
Well, we have to protect ourselves.
How many guns do you have?
I wonder if he thinks this is actually going to work or if he's just going to
Get on the ground again.
It's sad. if
Please
you
get on the
think
ground.
sad.
It's
I mean,
my first bank robbery. I've never robbed a bank before, so you
This isn't
could
our
cut me
first
some
rodeo.
slack.
Yeah, we've done this too many times.
I'm so sorry. We are so rude. Is there anything we can help you with today besides
Money. I'm
the
trying to steal money. Please get on the ground.
Besides that.
Can we have your account number? Maybe we can see how
Maybe
much
we
you
can-
have.
I don't have
Social
anything.
media.
And it's
unfortunate.
pretty rude that you would bring that up. Obviously, I'm poor if I'm trying to rob a bank. Okay?
Well, you
I
could
know
just
there
do
is
it
one
for
down the
fun.
street that doesn't have as much.
You guys are
common
so
sense.
mean. You're just
Yeah.
like the girls from my high school. Can you just be nice to me?
Well, there's another bank like a couple miles away. I'm sure, like they. I'm
You know
sure
what?
they might.
Screw
actually
you.
give
Screw
your
you
money.
guys. I'm out of here.
Bye.
I keep your money. I don't want it.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for shopping with Citibank.
Thanks for having me. I mean, stupid. I'm gonna take so many mints on the way out.
We have more.
Okay. And scene.
He goes, I'm
And
going to take
cut.
so many minutes on
And
the way
scene.
out.
That was great. I would love to see that in a movie.
Yeah. He's just like
Actually-
a not
Just
confident.
us being like,
And they're like the mean girls. No, seriously, please. Just
They're just sitting there like filing their nails. They're like,
That's what I pictured. Like,
you're gonna
us,
act like I've never been
crying
shot before.
you're going to act like I want this job? That's insane. You're going to act like I don't
Shoot
want
me,
a
you'd be
job?
doing me a
I
favor.
care.
Hey, dare
Hey,
you.
don't threaten me with a good time.
I had 3 guys shoot their shot with me last night, so I'm pretty sure I'm well versed in this. It's not the same
Well-versed.
thing. This is a gun. It's not the same. Okay.
Gen Z, our generation is effing insane. The amount that Gen Z has like done as a generation already, like effing with Trump's rallies, effing with his merch store, trying for, like signing a petition for an American flag change, and a like we're the coolest. You can't say we're not.
Done a
Well, it's
lot.
just like this generation. It's like,
We
baby
we have
boomers-
nothing to lose at
Yeah.
this point.
Like-
our world, our
I
our
really
economy,
think
our
that's it, though,
environment
too.
plummeting. Like,
Like-
what do we have to
Yeah,
lose?
no, I
buddy?
really think that's it. Like right now, I really think we don't care. Like
No.
we're just
We don't
like
care.
we're
I feel
down
like
to
we
do
don't
anything.
care
If
and we
it's
care the
fun-
most at the same time.
we don't care and we care the most, which I
Yeah,
think is incredible.
that's a good way to put it.
It's like we don't care what we need to do for you guys to wake the F up.
Oh, that's a
makes
great way
sense.
to put it.
So
Jared, what was your first kiss like?
My first.
What was her
kiss,
name? First and last?
It was kind of awkward because
Wait, was this when you were...
I was still I was still FJ at this point, but it was 9th grade, and I had this whole plan. Right, it was a big romantic thing. I grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio. For people around that area, Kings Island. It's like an amusement park or whatnot. They have like a miniature Eiffel Tower. It's like one.
I just asked about your first kiss. I didn't
Listen.
Just kidding.
My plan was I was going to take her to the top of that. Every night they shot off fireworks. I was kidding.
Oh, you had it planned out.
Dude, I had it planned out.
that's so cute.
And then I go to pick her up
Yeah,
and
he
she's
thought
like,
about it.
"Can my friend come?"
Oof. I hate the classic friend.
Dude, it was so.
Yikes.
And
In
this
her
is-
defense, she didn't know.
That's true.
Wait,
She
when'd you
didn't
kiss
know.
her?
So yeah, we went. Didn't happen. Right. The fireworks were canceled. Couldn't even go up to the top. It was like a whole mess. My whole plan ruined. So then this is at the point I was in 9th grade. So my parents were still having to like drive us around and whatnot. They drive us all back to her place to like drop her off. And I'm walking them up to the door. And the friend, thank the Lord, runs into the house because the entire time she was like right next to like my girlfriend at the time. And I was like, I can't even get her alone to do anything. But so she like runs up into the house. And this was where it was kind of like a little movie moment.
When do you guys kiss, Jared?
Shut up, Zach, and let me finish.
Holy hell. Okay, keep going.
Dude, you asked about this.
I know. I didn't know I didn't.
I'm so intrigued right now.
Anyway, her friend runs into the house, and this is where it was like a little movie moment. We're in the front yard, and for whatever reason, her family had a giant neon peace sign in the window, but it was this great like purple light and whatnot. And then we kissed.
Okay. Okay, good gosh.
It was super awkward,
I'd say mine was awkward.
I said mine was
Yeah.
great. Keep going.
And anyway, and then this is like the funny part was after we kissed, she went inside and whatnot. I ran back to the car, and my parents were like, "Did you do it?" Because they
you
knew
do
about
it?
the whole plan.
That's so cute.
They waited out.
Yeah.
Did they see it?
No, they didn't see it. They parked like around the corner, but I ran to them. I was like, I did it. I did it. And they high-fived me. They're like,
That's so cute. Mine was not that cool.
no?
No, that's actually really special and
I don't
really
think mine
cute.
was special, but it's kind of like it just there was a lot that happened.
It kind of, I like that yours was just like you went home and your parents were there. And they're
Yeah.
like, you did, yeah. Like,
So
that's cute.
mine was
go.
So my
Alright.
first kiss was the last day of 5th grade, but it wasn't just like me and like my like thing at the time.
My thing.
Yeah.
Yo,
No
dang.
labels. We don't believe in labels.
We don't believe in
Dang.
labels. It's your thing.
So Maz was dating this guy, and I was dating his best friend, and.
Oh,
we
that's
were,
cute.
We were all in the same class. Me and Matt Dakota were all in the same class, and we were friends with like our whole class was just really like a big group of friends, pretty much. And so we all said like, hey, so last day of 5th grade, 5th graders all get to go to Mulligan's, which I don't know if you guys know what Mulligan's is.
Oh yeah, the best place ever.
Yeah.
Okay, so we all.
Is it a mini golf
is
place?
Mulligan's?
It's like
Don't
a
know.
castle park.
Oh.
Oh,
I was close. I
Yeah.
kind of had
That
that.
sounds
It's like a
envisioned.
castle park, but they have like go-karts, a water park in there and everything. So
that's sick.
So all the 5th graders got to go to Mulligan's for the last day of 5th grade. So we're all there, and all of us made a pact in class when our teacher was gone. We all said, on the last day of 5th grade, when we go to Mulligan's, we're all going in the same laser tag game, and y'all got to have your first kiss. Everyone. So I swear to God,
Laser tag.
everyone teamed up. We didn't even care who won. Like, we were just going up. Did you do it yet? Did you do it? Like, everyone, like, we didn't care to play the game. I don't even know who won. But every single one of us in our class played one giant game of laser tag in Mulligan's, and we all had our first kiss.
No laser tag was.
There you go.
No laser tag was played. We all were just like, did you do it?
Mine was
Like,
kind
did you
of.
do? Coda was the
sounds
first
like-
one to do it. I mean, Mazakota. Then
Whoa.
Mads, then me.
Dang.
Coda.
It sounds like the plot of a movie where they go in, they're like, we're going to have our first kiss in the laser tag. But then there's like a bunch of adults that are there that take it way too seriously.
Yeah.
And it becomes like a laser tag war movie. That's what
actually
that
sounds
sounds
cool.
like.
But we would all shoot people and be like, hey, sorry, did you do it? I'm like, we did not, we honestly
Hey,
did not care to play the game.
I know I just got shot by a laser, but you kiss somebody?
Did you do it yet? But it was all planned. Like, Coda was dating his girlfriend, Mads had her boyfriend, I had my boyfriend, and then
Mine was nowhere
It
near.
was-
These are both interesting freaking stories, and,
like,
mine was
Alyssa
so boring.
kissed Sean, and then Maya kissed Matthew, and it was like
What
all
the
these
hell?
people, like everyone just had this thing, and we all just did it on that same
Mine
day.
was so boring, dude. Like I'd been
just
dating
think-
the guy like 2 or 3 months at this point, and I was just a wimp. Like I was just too scared, and I was just like, every time he'd go to try, I think I curved him without realizing. So he'd
She
like
would just turn around.
he would he'd go into like kiss me, and I'd go in for a hug, or he'd go into like or
Wow.
anything. But
Not
I'm
cool.
really bad at like picking up on signs of if guys try anything. But I was also so freaking nervous. So anytime we were like staring at each other for too long, I just like break contact and move.
Wait, was this? Yeah.
Yeah.
We love secrets.
Yeah.
We
We
just
can't
know
expose
what
too
we're
much,
talking
but
about.
either way, like it just got to a point of like we were literally been dating like 2 or 3 months at this point, and he came and stayed with me for a good month because of reasons, but like it just got to a point where we were just like chilling, watching a movie, and he he turned over and just kissed me, and he was just like,
Were there-
finally,
were
hell, and I was like, oh my god, like oh my god, and I was like dying, and then it was like fine after that, everything was like normal, but like.
Well, good job, guys. I'm kissing.
I think it's funny that me and Matt Dakota are at first kiss. at
Both
the
of
same
these
time.
stories, Jared, I'm not even gonna lie, that's one of my favorite first kiss stories.
Aw,
Yeah, that was really
That's
cute.
really
I
cute.
enjoyed that a lot.
Zach, what was your first kiss story like?
Preschool. So.
Was it really?
Does that count though?
No.
No,
your
it
first-
counts. This counts.
No, your first actual first kiss.
Okay, let me explain the story first. So I'm vibing with these two girls all day, right? We're coloring together. I was like, yo, what color crayon you got? She's like, I got red. What you got? I got blue. You want to make some purple? She's like, I don't know. If I'm not busy during nap time. I said, all right, come to my side of the room. She comes to my side of the room. And she's like, you want to borrow some of my animal crackers? I said, sure. She's like, can my friend come? I said, sure. So we're all eating animal crackers. And they're like, you want to kiss? And then we had a 3-way kiss.
What the
Hey.
Preschool.
damn you?
That
Okay, you know what? That counts.
Whoa.
That counts.
That
That's kind of badass. He
count
said,
it.
y'all want some animal crackers? Sure.
Wait,
Can
here's
my
the
friend
thing.
come? Sure.
The way he
Knowing
said it.
Zach, I for sure believe 100%
that it
he
happened
said,
exactly like that.
You want to make some purple, like
Yeah.
the red and blue?
Yeah, you want to make some purple?
Want to make some purple?
That's probably
Probably.
exactly how it happened.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of baller.
Okay, but like after that, what was
Okay,
your
yeah,
first
what's
like
first,
teenage
like-
first kiss?
Make out.
Well, no, 'cause
No,
these aren't
no.
makeouts. These
Yeah.
are
Okay.
just
I don't really. Well, now I think of that as my first, so I don't think I remember.
Really?
What?
How do you not remember?
You don't remember the first time you were a teenager and you kissed a girl?
I kissed my friend's homecoming date once.
Was that your first like?
Yikes.
I don't I don't think so.
He just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah.
His sister
No,
was like,
they didn't really like each other. My date left me for another guy, and then she came up, and then we
Wait,
kissed.
you homecoming
The
friend?
tea.
I
no
know.
problem.
What kind of life did you have? Stealing some guy's homecoming?
No, that was my
date?
homie.
Your girl left.
Oh yeah,
like,
she
to
did
be with
leave.
Another guy.
I drove her there.
3-way kiss in preschool. Like what?
I drove her to homecoming, and then right when we get to homecoming, she goes like with one of the seniors and is like grinding on him the whole time. I'm like, sick, I'll just chill over here. And then
Go just chill over here.
and then I
What
was
are
like,
you, ninth
nobody
grade or 10th
nobody
grade
wants
or
to dance with me. And then this other girl comes and dances with me. She's like, that's nice. And then I'm leaving in my car, and I was supposed to take her home, and I just drive right past her and look at her in the parking lot, and I keep going.
That's so funny.
So
She
I
deserved
think
it.
shout out to you.
So you two went to normal proms, obviously. Did
Yeah.
you ever get to go to a normal prom
No.
besides like Insta prom?
No.
I actually ended up
I
getting.
never went to a real high school.
I ended up getting. I don't know why you said like he was grinding on another guy. I remember I went to a real high school prom, like a real public high school prom, which was like the dopest thing I think I could have ever done because I like really wanted that experience. I remember that I've got the video on my phone, but I can't put it up for like her privacy reasons, obviously. But this girl walked in with a date, right? And we're on the like dance floor, and like these kids are getting freaky and wild on this dance floor, and I'm like, whoa, like Jesus.
Throwing it back before
This
throwing
girl
it back.
is holding on to by her shoulder, like she's in front of the guy, holding on to her original prom date, throwing it back on another guy.
Get into it.
Like, and I mean,
The
all
disrespect
the
to
Oh
senior
my
guys,
God.
all
The
the
guys
senior
standing
guys are
there.
surrounding this, and like I think they're playing like Panoramic or Red Nose or
Oh, of
something,
course.
and they're just like
The
she's just
classic
like,
high school
"Eh."
throwback
And
song.
I remember like my prom date and I are at the back of the room, and we're just like looking at this, going, "What the hell?"
That's
is
intense.
happening?"
I know.
You know,
I
we
feel
ended
bad
up dipping.
though,
We
like-
left early. We went and got like in and out. It was fun.
My prom, the speakers broke, and then so there's no music, so everybody left.
Oof.
Are you serious?
Oh, my first prom though, I took this little girl. She was not little girl. That sounded weird.
Wow, Zach. Wow.
She was from Norway. I was about to say this little shorty from Norway,
This little
shawty
shawty from
from
Norway.
but
North Ridge
anyway, that was a great time. Well, this
Why
was kind
was
of
it a
funny.
good time?
This was kind of funny.
He said that was a great time because
Very beautiful girl, lovely girl. Anyway, we were at dinner, and she's like, I don't know what to eat. And I said, I got you. So I ordered her this like giant steak. 'Cause that's what I got. I figured she'd like that. She looked like she liked meat. Kidding. Here we go. And then later, like she ate like barely any of it. I was like, why didn't she eat any of it? And then like months later, when Facebook was bigger, I looked on her Facebook and it said she was vegetarian. So like she even ate a little bit of meat for me, which is like,
Wow.
thank you.
I think you need
Matilda.
to find this girl.
I'm still friends with her on Instagram.
Hit her
Really?
up.
Ah,
Bring
hit
her
her
out to LA.
Bring her on the show, Matilda. All right, let's do the questions. We
Yeah,
can do
let's
it
bring
after.
up some. I'm gonna start with the ones. These are for Riley specifically.
All right.
So here we go. Here's the first one. Hi, Dropouts. My question for Riley and Indiana is, what's their favorite brat ship?
I honestly liked
Oh.
Robbie and Ellie. I don't know why.
I like Robbie and
think
Ellie, too.
They
Same.
went through so much.
They
and
went
I
through so
feel
much as a
like
couple, and yeah, and
They made it through, except till recently. But they did make it through, and I feel like they were just
Robbie and Ellie, for
yeah,
sure.
Robbie and Ellie.
Robbie and Ellie, I have to agree. Love the show.
Love
Couldn't
the
agree
show.
more.
Yeah.
Robbie's the best part of the show, and Ellie, right?
Yeah.
Who are they? Let's keep it going.
What's your favorite Chicken Girl scene with Riley?
Ooh, probably my coming out scene with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the scene where my character came out to Quinn as like bisexual
After terribly cutting. her
after
hair.
destroying my bangs. Yeah, that was just a really emotional special scene for us both. Just because it was like, it was also like a special scene for Rooney in general, because it was like they had like dabbled in it, and she'd kind of had a girlfriend, and it was just kind of like, what's going on here? But they'd never like been like, I am bisexual, I am gay on the show, and nobody did like fully announced it.
Right.
So I thought it was really special for both of
And
our
plus, I feel
characters.
like before that, like, I feel like both Quinn and Rooney tell each other everything. And I think that was something you were hiding from Quinn,
which
for
is like
a
really,
really long time.
Yeah, which is really weird for our characters to hide anything from each other. But yeah,
so
it
I
was a
think
special
that scene like definitely was like, okay, like remember, like you are my sister, like
and everything's cool because we're
Yeah.
stepsisters in the show.
Yeah, we're not.
And then when
know
did
what?
you
That
guys
makes a
save
lot
the
more
chickens?
That
Next
happened
question.
after.
That happened
next
after.
season?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
What's it like being a triplet, and how long have you and Tayson dated for?
Being a triplet, I don't know anything different than from being a triplet, so I can't really compare it to anything. But I mean, yeah, I like being a triplet. How long have you and Tayson dated for? This 14th, this upcoming 14th, July 14th, will be a year.
It's crazy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have
seems
you guys
like
hugged yet?
Hey, who?
No.
Not yet.
Not
Who
yet.
introduced
I'll
them?
let you know when I do.
Who introduced them?
Me.
Indy.
Oh.
Props to
Okay.
Indy.
Indy the matchmaker.
I've
Yes.
match made a lot of my friends.
My question's for what is your biggest pet peeve? I'm gonna have to go back down because I can't think of one right now. What's your favorite movie? I have a lot of favorite movies. Dirty Dancing.
Love that movie.
The Notebook.
I haven't seen
Never
it.
seen it.
I haven't seen either.
You've
We should watch
never
it, guys.
seen The Notebook.
I have not.
You have got to
Just
be
seems
kidding
To hit
me.
a nerve.
Cut the podcast. Turn on the Notebook. Let's go get some fried chicken.
We are watching that.
You're
when
getting
you come
Dave's
to my
hot
house.
after
When you
this.
come to my house, we're watching that. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
There's like My Girl. That one's a good one too. There's a lot of good movies. I have a lot of favorites.
Have you seen
how
About
to-
Time?
Yes.
Oh,
Love that
it's
movie.
my
Love
favorite
that.
movie.
Hit.
And
Love
how
that
to get
movie.
over your ex.
Pet peeve. I don't know. Like I
Mine's
don't know,
eating
like, I
and
feel
chewing
like
noises.
Yeah,
Get
but
out
I
of my
don't-
ear with that shit.
I don't know how to like word mine. Like I don't know how to explain it.
Is it like
Is
Just
it
like
Jared?
if it happens.
Is it just Jared as a person? He's
No.
just like, I
Jared
hate
as a
Jared.
person.
But if it like happens, I'll be like, that's it. Like that's
Okay.
my pet peeve. But I can't like explain it. I don't know why.
No worries.
All right, next question.
Yeah.
All right.
She hates pets.
Are
Not
long
true.
distance relationships difficult?
Yes.
Very difficult.
Very
worst.
difficult.
Well,
I'm in one right now because Taysom lives in
I would like
Washington.
to make a
Jeez.
note on this because both of my relationships I've ever been in have both been long distance. Whether it's been like I did different countries long distance
Yes.
for
Ooh.
6.5 months, and honestly, during that time, it was not difficult for me. Like we just like we stay. Obviously, I missed him, and obviously, like I wanted to see him and stuff. We saw each other once in 7 or 8 months. I flew to London and I surprised him and saw him and whatever. But basically, for about 6 or 7 months, we were long distance, and we made it work. We just did. I don't know why. Like we texted 24/7. We FaceTimed. We had like a schedule of like making sure because he had work and I've had school and all this stuff. So I don't know. We made it work, and when we saw each other, it was like fine. I don't know why that wasn't difficult. Maybe because he was cheating on me the whole time. But
That could have been it.
That
Yep.
could have been it.
He's
But,
like,
I feel like with me and Taysom, it's very.
no, I actually don't know that he was doing that, but
I feel like with me and Taysom, it's very different though, because yes, he lives 2 states away, and I live California at the bottom of it. So it's like there is that like space, but I'm always either going up there or he's always coming down.
you make
here.
it work. Honestly, if
So
you
we
want to
do
make a
make it
long
work.
distance relationship work, you make it work. That's just
Yeah.
how I feel about
If
it.
you want it to work, it'll work. If you don't want it to work, it's
It
not
won't.
gonna work. And like, but I feel like we've come out with like a way, like, cause I go up to his house quite often in Washington. I love going up there and seeing his family and everything. And he would always come out here, but like I feel like what makes it difficult is that we'll see each other every day for so long, and then going to not seeing each other at all for so long. And I think that's what makes it hard,
Yeah.
because you're just not used to that distance anymore.
Do you ever
So
get
then you
like
have to get used
the
to it
long
again.
distance relationships I was in? Is there always like that 5-minute awkwardness of when you haven't seen each other for a long time and then you see each other in real life?
No.
No.
Never mind.
I think that was just a bad relationship.
And that was just
I
a
was
bad
like, that
relationship.
never happened to me. The minute we
Dude.
saw each other, it was just like, oh my
exciting.
God.
It's like
Yeah.
finally I
The
get
thing
to see
the
you
thing with
again.
me, it's like I'm like the girls I've had long distance relationship, they want to text 24/7,
That's so
and I'm
good.
just like you can only have so many conversations, and like if they're like needy, they don't understand that.
See, my thing is, I don't care if you I don't care to text 24/7. Do you have your
Just
life?
make
I
sure
got
to
my
update
life.
me and
Yes,
check
but
me in.
update me, because I still would like to know what
Update
you're
me,
doing.
like-
I wasn't the best on
like-
updating. I'll admit that.
Basically, how I did my long distance thing is basically because we're on literal complete different sides of the world. He was in Europe. Sometimes I was in Australia or I was in the US. It depended. But basically, while I was going to sleep, he was waking up. So we'd only be able to speak towards the end of the day for like an hour or two while he was going to bed. And I was like, you know what I mean? Waking up for my day. But basically, while I was asleep, he used to like send me updates and send me pictures of like what he was doing in the day. Like, I'm doing this or I'm doing this or here's what I'm doing. And like,
Yeah.
you don't need to constantly be in like, do you know what I mean?
And I feel like that's all girls kind of want. Like, we don't need 24.
No, some girls are, like,
okay, some
needy
are,
and
but I feel
annoying.
like the majority now we don't need 24/7 talks. We just need like updates.
Next question.
Anyway,
Yeah.
okay, those were all the Riley specific ones.
Okay.
Who's Riley?
Who is she?
Who's that?
Who's that?
So these are kind of like the general ones.
I shaved my legs.
Hi, Zach in Indiana. My name is McKenna, and my question for you is, do your jobs ever get overwhelming at times, and how do you deal with it when it does?
Oh my gosh.
What was her name?
So overwhelming.
Also, can we
McKenna.
talk about the red vibe?
Oh yeah, she's like, I'm sending something to Indiana. I'm gonna have red on.
I love it.
Well, thank you for sending your question. First off, Indy, kick it off.
Yeah, it gets super overwhelming sometimes, and I think like, you know, the first podcast we ever did, we were talking about going to Vegas just because I needed to decompress. And I think I'm going to go back with Riley to Temecula just to decompress. And, like, our jobs do get super overwhelming. And sometimes I feel like it messes with our personal lives a lot because it is, like, our work is our lives.
It's good to have a break for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely good to have a break. Definitely gets overwhelming. But, yeah, what about you, Zach?
Oh, it's not like too overwhelming. It's just hard to be creative all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like hard to like come up with like new bits and new things.
New
and, like,
original ideas as well.
and also
because,
like being able to afford to live in LA while trying to be creative. That's a little overwhelming. I don't know. The LA lifestyle is overwhelming, but at the same time, I'm glad I'm doing this and not like working like construction like I used to and things like that.
That's kind of like, it's kind of why I like where I live in a way. I mean, I hate it. I wish I lived out here too, but I enjoy being 2 hours away from LA because then I don't like, when I'm here, I'm like, okay, it's work. Like I need to like do this, this, and this.
Yeah.
And when I'm home, it's like, oh, relax. Like it's not work.
Yeah, it's
I'm
nice to
just
have
like,
that
I'm
separation.
at home. So
Yeah.
I feel like that distance definitely helps, especially after filming like Chicken Girls for a long period of time.
That's what I love about Australia is that
It's
like
just-
it's
it's
a way, but it's kind of too far for me to go back
Yeah,
to.
but mine's only 2 hours away. But at the same time, I wish it was maybe a little closer because it is kind of far for like last minute stuff. Like, hey, like, could you do this? Hey, could you be in this photo shoot? Hey, I have this
Yeah.
studio. Blah 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 blah.
Have you
blah.
ever had to like go 2 hours or come here, go 2 hours away and then come right back?
Yes.
Just often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because for the online school I do.
Yeah, she
They
used to have
used
to
to
like
have-
do in-room labs.
Yes. For science, you'd have to have 4 labs done like once a month. Like once a month, you would have a lab, and you'd have to go to a school. Well, it wouldn't just be done at like the school next to my house. It'd be at a school all the way down in San Diego.
Oof.
So I'd have to go, or in Corona. So
Yeah.
I'd drive an hour to school, be there for 4.5 hours, drive back to home, pick up like some extra clothes and stuff, then drive all the way to LA, do what I need to do, then drive all the way back home.
Yeah. All right. What's the next one?
The next one.
Hi Zach and Indy, I'm Roisin, I'm from Cork. This is a question for Indy about Chicken Girls. Did you ever find it really hard playing a bisexual character?
Oh, that's a cute question. No, I never found it difficult. I mean, I think the first time that Marley, which is the girl that plays my girlfriend, and I had our first kiss, it was like a little bit like awkward for the both of us because we were kind of like, not even necessarily because we were two girls. It was more because like kisses on camera are always awkward.
Everyone's
and that was
watching.
honestly what was so uncomfortable for me, was not because she was a girl. It was because it was just awkward to kiss somebody that you're not like into in that way. So, but no, I never found it difficult, honestly. It's just my character, but I also knew how important it was. Also, like, I don't know, I don't really think that I never felt any different about playing a bisexual character than I did when I was when I wasn't bisexual, meaning when I was in a guy, like it was like me and like Drake or me and Robbie or me and Henry or me and, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I never, it didn't feel any different to me. So no, not really.
Next question.
Hey, it's Gracie and I have a question. So if you want to start joining the acting and singing industry, is there anything that you can possibly do to start feeling more self-confident about yourself and being able to keep your self-motivation up? As I sometimes suffer with not feeling confident, and I just want to know if you have any tips. So yeah, anyway, I love you guys, bye.
Oh, I
I
love
would start off
I
by
love you too.
maybe like filming yourself a lot more and like seeing how you act in front of camera, just to get used to that before you like get in front of people.
I feel like that's something that I struggled with a lot because Madison was always in front of the camera, always filming things, always filming videos, always being creative and all that. And and I was just not into that, mainly for that reason.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why I could never really get into things like that. And then once we started Chicken Girls, it's like, wow, now I got to be in front of the camera wearing things that I might not like because they pick it out for me. Like, I don't have control over any of that. And now I got to stand in front of this camera and do this thing, and I don't know what I look like because we don't see it till it comes out. We don't get to watch it till you guys watch it.
Yeah.
So it was very nerve-wracking, and honestly, just do it. There's like, I feel like there's no
you kind
other
of have
way.
to sometimes throw yourself into the deep end
Yeah.
and just like learn how to swim quickly and just be like,
'Cause
you
you
know
might
what?
not be the best at the beginning, but in like a few years, like,
It's
'cause
definitely.
I'm sure
gone
you're a much better
lot-
actor now than you were at the beginning of
Oh
Chicken
yeah,
Girls.
if you
Yeah.
watch
Back at
season
some
1,
of our
it's so
original
bad.
scenes, and I'm like,
But see, we can say that because like we can watch it, like just being in front of the camera more and like just going out and doing it, like just not really caring as much. And I know it's hard, like, oh, it's so much easier to say than to actually do, because I was that person.
Yeah.
But honestly, just do it. Just get in front of the camera more and film, and you'll become so much more comfortable.
Next question.
Hi, big fan. Okay. Give me your general advice with body dysmorphia and body insecurities, and how do you keep yourself motivated to go to the gym and eat healthy and all that jazz, because trying to lose weight.
I like that question.
I'll let Jared answer most of this question, but just for me, I feel like eating better and like exercising always improves my mood. I definitely have a better day once I do that. So that's just what I like to do, so I know I'm in a better mental state. But obviously I haven't had certain struggles as other people. So Jared, kick it off to you.
Well, yeah. So I mean, we joke about it a lot. If you ever hear us joke about FJ, that stands for Fat Jared.
It's a tough name.
Yeah,
but,
it's a tough name.
I didn't give it to him.
You absolutely gave it.
I adopted it from Josh.
Oh, Josh gave me that?
Yeah.
Anyway, Josh is our old roommate. But FJ, when I was growing up, I always had a problem with like weight and stuff like that. Like all through high school and stuff. At my heaviest, like right before I decided to lose the weight, I was like 235, 240, somewhere around that. And then I just wasn't happy with like how I looked, how I felt, and whatnot. And so the biggest thing with like losing weight, I'll start with that, is you really got to like watch what you eat and drink, especially what you drink, because we also joke about it a lot. I used to drink a lot of whole milk.
Hey, yeah. A lot.
Like I was drinking a glass or two at least at each meal. And so I realized that I was more drinking my calories than I was eating them. Because when I did the actual math, I was like, I'm not eating that much during the day, but I was drinking all of it. I cut out carbs, not completely, but almost like 99 to 95% cut out carbs, which is like bread, pasta, all that stuff. And yeah, so that was, and then just started working out every day. My biggest thing with working out and like losing weight is like keep track of the numbers, you know, but don't,
because it's important. It shows your progression.
Exactly. And it's like, it's going to take time. Like, and that's the biggest, that's probably the hardest part, is like how much time it actually takes, because, you know, you could do it for a week or two and like, you can like track, you know, you can track like, oh, I lost 5 pounds or 7 pounds or whatever, but it's like, you might not be able to see that. But I promise you, you know, 6 weeks into it, when you've lost 20 or 30 pounds or whatever, you know, then it's like, then you start to see the
difference.
Yeah. And then
But I do think it's really important to have a partner with you, whether it's a best friend trying to do the same thing, or whether it's a friend that you know is really into fitness, or anybody that is going to be there to help motivate
Somebody to keep you accountable.
Yeah, somebody
Someone
to keep
you're
you accountable
comfortable with,
and to
too.
like motivate you. Like I've had many personal trainers, but I work out with all of my friends either at the Hype House, or I go to the gym with like a friend or something, or we go on hikes, just because I know myself, like I need the motivation, and like, you know, being on camera and being like a certain look or anything is a very big part of my job. So yeah, I just wanted to add that.
I think working out with people is something that most people should do. And so it's seeing the, staying with it, staying consistent. And then the honest truth that not a lot of people tell you is that like you are going to hit plateaus where you could work out and nothing happens. And that's where a lot of people, I find, like even I was like guilty of this, get discouraged and they stop. But that just means you got to push yourself harder, which that's where like the other person that, you know, that you work out with or whatnot comes into play, and they keep you motivated,
Keep you
and whatnot.
accountable and motivated.
Along with the body dysmorphia stuff, that's something that I struggle with every day. You know, I constantly like make remarks about like how I still need to lose weight and whatnot. And people tell me all the time, they're like, Jared, you're already skinny enough or whatever.
Yeah.
My grandma tells me that all the time. But it's like, I constantly, every time I look in the mirror, like without fault, I still see that 235-pound kid, you know?
Yeah.
And like,
But you've been taking your shirt off recently, though, flexing some guns.
well, I think that's kind of what you guys were talking about with the acting, is like
You got to throw
putting
yourself into the deep end sometimes and go with it.
So like now it's like I'm trying to, you know, not show off my body, but like be comfortable with myself. Cause like I would always wear baggy clothes and then I would like pull on it so it's not hanging on my stomach or whatnot. And so it's like I still do that stuff today, and I'm 160 pounds, you know? And so
I think it's also like, especially like, you know, being in the public eyes, like I know I used to struggle with it a lot, and I used to be like, well, why don't I look like her? Why don't I have this? Or why do I like,
100%.
why does my body not look like this and it looks like this? Like it's just all these things. And
My body different.
I still find
my body,
myself
hey,
doing
I made that
that.
TikTok. People, so one thing that a lot of people, not to talk about this because it's a little weird, but one thing a lot of people comment on is they comment cherry emojis or doors on my page, because I am a very slender person. And I don't have boobs at all. But like basically they comment that a lot, and I just like, I threw myself into the deep end, and sometimes it gets me a little bit like self-conscious, and I'm just like, oh, I get it. I look like a 12-year-old boy sometimes, but like I just threw myself in the deep end, and I was just like, yeah, my body different. And what about it? And what about it? So
that's the kind of attitude that you need. It's like we're all different, you know.
We're all different, and if you're in 2020 not accepting that, you don't belong here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but like the fact that even people commenting, like I take it as a joke. I really do. I'm like, haha, it's funny. I know I don't have them. It's hilarious. But like at the same time though, you have zero right to be commenting on another person's body, because it has 100%. Nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing
And it's
to
nothing
do with you.
you really had control over
No.
at all.
Are you,
So
like, are you kidding? Do you
why
think
would-
like, you know what I mean? Like,
if it's something you can't control, you shouldn't comment
but
on it.
even so, you shouldn't comment on anybody's body, whether you can control it or whether you can't, because it's just not your place at all. It is not your place. So
like, guaranteed the thing you're about to say, they know themselves.
Oh,
So what?
or
like,
you're just creating a new insecurity for them.
Yeah.
Or you're just making it worse for that person. So
Yeah, so I don't know. Don't comment on
There's
it. It's not your place. Just be as confident.
There's no good to
even
it
if
whatsoever.
honestly, even if you like, not to say this, but this is kind of something that used to help me. Even if I used to just take a deep breath and almost in a way fake it a little bit and just be like, I'm good. I'm confident. I'm happy. I'm happy with how I look. And after a certain point, you get into that habit and you genuinely start to believe it.
But yeah, that's the thing. It's like that study that shows like fake happiness causes real happiness, you know? And so even if you do something like faking your own confidence, it's like it'll build real confidence within you. You know, because if you're constantly telling yourself like, oh, I'm nothing, and like listening to these negative things, it's like, that's how you're going to feel. But if you're telling yourself, it's like, I'm the greatest.
Manifestation,
I'm the best,
baby.
That's
manifestation.
Huge. You know, if you keep telling yourself that, it's like one day, whether you realize it or not, you're gonna start to believe that.
Yeah.
You know, and so yeah, like to this guy with dealing with it, you know, keep with it. Don't give up. Like you got this 150%. Anyone can do it.
We all believe in you.
Yeah, have a positive attitude throughout the whole thing.
What time are
Thanks
we
for being vulnerable enough to send that in.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Zach and Indy. This is really a question for Zach, because
get it.
I feel like he would help me more in this situation. I'm sure you are aware of bro code rule. If your boy calls first dibs, you can't do anything about it. So me and him have this crush on the same girl. He doesn't know I have a crush, but he's not willing to do anything to get the girl. And I am willing, and I tried to help him, but he still refuses. And I just don't know what to do. So, if you have any advice to help me out.
I wanted to ask him, like, he was on FaceTime real quick. I was like, did you call dibs? Like, were you the one that called the dibs? This is a Zach question, so I'll let him answer.
No. Listen, man, he called dibs, but he's not going to do a thing about it. You sit your boy down and be like, yo, we both like the same girl.
You're not going to do
You're not
anything
going to do anything about it. I like her. We're both young. I mean, you got to go after her.
Yeah.
Hear me
At the end of the
out.
day, you got to do what's right for you, because he's not doing anything about it. If he was doing something about it and he's like really was into her, but he doesn't seem like he's that into her, or else he'd do something about it. So just sit him down and be like, hey, man, I like her too. Be honest with her. He's like, I kind of want to pursue her, but I don't want this to ruin our friendship. And if he's cool with it, which I feel like he would be if he's your boy, then I feel like then you have the free reign to go try it out, because he's not doing anything. So obviously he doesn't like her as much as you do.
But also make sure that that doesn't affect your friendship. And if it does, then maybe they're not the right person to be around. But, like, it should never affect
But
your
at that point, you got to
friendship.
think about how important this girl is to you. Like if you think like, oh, this is the girl, you know, you can't let something like that stand in your way.
Sometimes you might think that, and it might not be.
Well, yeah, 100%. But when you're like his age, like you have just as much feelings as like someone like when they're married. So it's like if you have like a lot of feelings for the girl and it seems like he doesn't as much, then I feel like you have the right to tell him that, and then you should go for it.
He is a good friend, should understand that.
Yeah. All right.
All right, last one.
He looks cute.
This is a good one.
Indy, it's Michelle here from South Africa. I'm currently watching a podcast, awesome podcast. My question is kind of a relationship question. Now, how do you know if you found the one for you, and how do you know if they're loyal enough for you?
She kind of goes on, but how do you know if you found the one for you, and how do you know if they're loyal enough for you?
Honestly, I feel like you just know, and the loyal thing, you kind of just, you gotta trust them.
Yeah, trust is a huge part of a relationship, so is honesty. And if you guys don't feel like you have that, like both of those things, you have nothing. Like without trust in a relationship and without communication and honesty, you honestly have nothing.
It causes problems.
Yeah,
it really does.
100% communication and that stuff causes issues. But the whole like the one thing, if like how do you know that they're the person you want to be with for the moment or forever or anything? You just know. You really just know.
Yeah.
It's not like, I know people say that all the time and it sounds cliche and stupid, but if
you do.
But if you catch yourself like thinking about them all the time, and if you miss them when they're gone for literally 10, 15 minutes or less, or like you just want to be in communication, you just
smile
wanna
whenever you hear their
exactly,
name, or
like,
when someone
when
brings
their
them
phone
up,
like their number pops up on your phone,
Yeah.
anything like that.
I've told you this before, but this is my test. If you guys are in a car together and there's a stoplight coming up and you're praying that stoplight stays red so you get to spend a little bit more time with them, you know that's the one. You're like, please be red, just so we have 5 more seconds.
Even for like, say, like me and Tayson, there's a lot of stuff that goes on that you guys don't see and we don't show you, because it is a relationship. You are gonna have your ups and your downs. It's a normal, and when you go through those downs, you have to be able to like commit and work through them. If you can't, then you never will. Like you need to be able to get through that, and you have to, if you love the person enough, you will. But that's also a lot of stuff that we don't show you, because that's
it's okay
our
to have
personal life.
Disagreements and fights as long as you know they have your back.
Exactly. But
100%. And as long as at the end of the day you guys know that, you know, this is just a tiny little down in a roller coaster of ups. So yeah, anyway. Are we wrapping up the podcast, ladies and gentlemen?
I think
is that what we're doing?
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching Dropouts Podcast, the 18th best podcast in the world, based on my mom.
Thank you guys so much for joining us for episode 3. Make sure to continue to send in your questions about anything to Dropouts Dropouts Pod on Instagram.
Yeah, at Dropouts Pod on Instagram.
Dropouts Pod on Instagram.
And thank you to the great Riley Elizabeth Lewis for stopping by.
Not Elizabeth.
What?
Make sure to follow Riley Lewis on Instagram.
Yes.
I'm Indiana. This is Zach. Thank you for joining Dropouts, bitches.
Thank you guys
Bye.
for having me.
Outro music.
Indy, I'm gonna fight you.